Hi and Assalamualaikum. I will be presenting to you guys about introduction of cassava. Okay, cassava or manihot esculenta crans, its scientific name, originate in America and its neighboring country. Cassava grow in a tropics area. So, in the 17th century, uh, when the colonization occurred, they introduced cassava or tapioca to other countries such as our country, Malaysia. So it has become popular staple food across the globe as many people today consume them as staple food and snacks. As we can see, many market now selling chips or cracker based on tapioca. Okay, next. Cassava rank as 6 as worldwide in energy source food. So compared to rice and noodles, tapioca lose in term of taste. It's not that tasty. However, it give us energy because cassava contains high carbs and calorie, which is needed by us human to do our works in daily life. It also has fructose and glucose. So the special characteristics is why we choose cassava is because it's resistant to climate. When some crops can stand drought, cassava it has no problem for cassava, and it's tolerate to the poor environment. It means it can survive in any disaster. Okay, lastly, we want to know about cassava tree. Cassava tree is a woody perennial. It has a long stem up to the ground. It's grow from 1 meter to 5 meters, which is very long. And roots are tuberous, consist root storage. So what we are eating, cassava, is actually root storage. Is growing in the land, in the soil, so we have to pull it out when harvesting. It's taking time growing depending on environment. What it mean? Depending on the environment, if there are not good environment, it takes cassava a long period time, which is 18 months to 20 months, 24 months before it can be harvested. But if the environment is all good, it can take only 7 months to it grow rip. Okay, thank you. That's all for me.
For the cassava production as a food resources. From the journal, the people in Africa commonly eat the cassava in raw. Next, the sweet cassava has been growing at home and also town. We just can eat the fresh cassava after heat in the boiling water for 10 to 20 minutes. So the picture above show the type of food that made from the cassava. Firstly, we can see the cassava macaroni, cassava pudding, nasi oyek, cassava wafer, and also fried cheese. Next, the cassava not only for human food resources, but can be used for animal feeds. The stem, leaf, including tube of cassava are used in feeding animals.
Okay, there were 9 steps of a cassava flour milling process. The first one, the cassava root will be selected based on their mature, firm and healthy without any trace of bruises or perish. The flesh of the cassava root should be white with no cracking and a few fibrous roots. Next, the selected root will be peeled and the stalk will be removed by using a sharp knife. The dry cassava peel or skin will be used for animal feed. After peeling, the cassava root will be washed with water to maintain the color of cassava flesh from any trace of impurity elements such as mud, sand, and chemical fertilizer. After that, the cassava root will be grated into fine mesh by using mechanical grater or decorticator. The grated cassava mesh will be packed into a clean bag, and the bag will be pressed using screw press of hydraulic jack to remove the excess water until the cassava become crumbly. The pressed cassava mesh will be spread thinly in the clean black sheet in full sun. During the drying process, the cassava was covered with netting to keep off bird and fly, and the mesh will be let there until it becomes very floury. By using a high efficient cooling stuff shifter, the mild flour will be shifted to remove fibrous material, any lump, to obtain high quality, free flowing flours, free of fiber with good particle size. The shifted cassava flour will be packed using an auto packing machine, and the flour will be packed in carton to protect them from light and stored in a well ventilated, cool, drying place, and it will be kept there until 6 months. One of the products that can be created by using cassava are cassava bread. Cassava bread was created by using cassava flour as a main ingredient. Cassava bread are more nutritious if we compare it with wheat bread. There were a few benefits if we take cassava bread as our breakfast meal, such as it contains high level starch. It also can use to improve digestion health, and also cassava bread also used to treat diarrhea and to improve vision. And cassava bread also gluten free.
Cassava have many benefits in our industry and our life. It can attract many programs and projects on its value chain. Moreover, it also important for crop in our country for increasing the substantial production of food and also extending the economy. So we really want to say that the potential of cassava as a staple food is very high. As a food security student, we have to ensure that cassava production must be commercialized to increase our economic and food secure in our country, as we depending the increasing population in 2050. Okay, that's all for the conclusion parts. Thank you.